area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
All right, back here at Coors Field here in Denver as we get ready for the Giants and the Rockies, Game 3 of this series. Our Game Time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. It's a really nice night, and it's time to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open every day. 83 degrees here at the yard. Winds are light. Humidity at 25%, and it is partly cloudy. Let's take a look at the lineup that Bruce Bochy is going to send out. It'll be Pagan, Blanco, and Duffy. Alejandro Diaz is going to hit cleanup, and that'll be the first time in his career. Crawford, Tomlinson, and Sanchez. Noonan is going to start at first. That'll be a first time for him. And Jake Peavy will hit ninth.
On the hill tonight for Colorado will be the right-hander Chad Bettis. Bettis, 6'1", 200-pounder. He's 26 years of age in his second year at the big league level. This is what he has done in 15 starts, 6-4 with a 4.78 ERA. And look at the strikeout total, 73 and 86 and 2/3. It's pretty good. It's almost one per inning. And why is that unusual? Because he's a sinker baller. You're going to see a low to mid-90s sink, curveball, slider, and a changeup. But when he's right, you're going to see a lot of balls put on the ground, and he relies on that sinker a lot. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Chad Bettis. Starting in the Rockies outfield from left to right, it'll be Paulson, Blackman, and Gonzalez. The best arm is in right field, and it's world class. Reyes and Arenado on the left side of the infield, LeMahieu and Morneau on the right side of the infield, and Garneau will be in the squad putting down the signs. Look at all the guys in the infield. You think you're playing LSU. LeMahieu, Morneau, Garneau.
So Angel Pagan's going to lead things off. So here's Pagan. Pagan in this series has picked up 3 hits and 7 at bats, and the first pitch of the ball game is a called strike. So we get started at 6:11, and that tail's just a little bit outside. Kerwin Danley calling balls and strikes. Fairchild, Hoberg, and Joyce from first to third.
Kerwin Danley behind the plate. I mean, he likes the low strike. His zone's kind of narrow. If he has any width, it's on the first base side of the strike zone.
Pagan is 0 for 3 lifetime against Chad Bettis. And the right-hander deals, and this is rolled fair down the right field line. So Pagan is on the move. It'll kick away from Gonzalez, and Pagan's got a leadoff double.
Well, nice 2-strike at bat. Goes out, man. That's not a hanger either. He goes out there and hooks an outside location. See how far off the bag that Morneau's playing, and cannot get over in time. So once it gets down the line, an easy 2-bagger. And just like that, the Giants have runner in score position.
All the balls the Giants hit hard last night that were caught, that one ends up being a double.
Well, it's a funny game, and it will test you. And right now, the Giants are being tested.
Gregor Blanco stepping out thinking, now what was I thinking swinging at that first pitch?
He was looking for a breaking ball about ankle high on the outside corner.
Since he got up at noon, he's been thinking about that first pitch.
Wind's blowing out to right field right now. Storm coming out of the west.
And
take a look and see what Bettis features. Just about 60% of the time you're going to see that sinker. He will cut it on occasion. And the curveball, slider, changeup, those are his specialty pitches. He likes to throw that curveball more to lefties, changeups more to righties. I beg your pardon, vice versa.
And there's the high fastball. Duffy to follow, and then Diaza. Outside, not by much. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bettis making his 16th start. He looks at Pagan at second. And this is driven down the right field line. Foul.
Little golf shot. Easy down there.
Big guy come up empty.
He did. I think he hit his head on the top of this thing. So he's okay.
Yeah.
Sunglasses not broken. We're good.
Hey, making the effort for Junior. 2-2 pitch. Pop back and out of play.
I mean, watch, he jumps right up into the.
Ow! That's like the old dugout at Wrigley Field.
There's not a lot of give in that steel beam either.
Isn't that why you used to take the little thing off the top of your cap?
When they put the new dugouts in Wrigley Field, you would sit and your head would be about 6 inches from the ceiling of the concrete dugout. And the very first time somebody, I think it was Dave Kingman, hit a long home run, we all jumped up to see which way it went. And 19 guys hit their head on the top of the dugout. And 19 guys immediately took their hats off and took the little button off.
I can see that, man. 3-2. Foul back. Good battle. Starting to get windy. What does that mean? Does that mean something's all right? Time to check the old apps.
Well, for the most part, when the weather comes in, it comes in out of the west. And that means that the wind is blowing from the left field foul pole to right field. And it's howling right now.
Down the left field line and out of play. Well, there is some rain around the area, but the best I got right now is drizzle.
Yeah, we'll take drizzle.
And those do not look like drizzle clouds. 3-2. And a shot to right. And Gonzalez is to come in and make a great catch. And Pagan got doubled up. Unbelievable. Pagan saying, look, I'm waiting for you to call it, but it was the first base umpire's call. Oh, my goodness.
He couldn't tell. I mean, it's a great play. And when you talk about the good arm that he had, but when in doubt, get back to the bag, he kept looking for the second base umpire, and that's not his call. It's the first base umpire. They're going to look if A, Gonzalez caught the ball, and B, if indeed the ball did beat Pagan. I think that the ball did beat Pagan to second.
Yeah, I do too. So this is going to be a double play.
Yep. Daly's going to go over and talk it over with Walt Weiss, saying that that was not a challenge, I guess. See, that's the thing right there. Is to, I don't know if he caught the ball. I mean, he definitely beat him to second base. Now it's just about a question of whether or not they agree that the ball was caught. I think that's what they're going to look at.
Yep, absolutely.
And I think they have an argument. I think that Gonzalez had the ball initially. Then when the glove turned over, I think it may have come out of the glove. They're not going to overrule anything on that look. This is the look that you have a chance with right here.
Yeah, but the problem, I mean, you can't tell though. That's the problem.
I don't know if that's going to get overruled.
This replay review is presented by Xfinity.
Well, they're talking her over right now. I don't know if they're going to do full replay. Chad Fairchild was the umpire out at first base who was trailing the play in right field.
Well, whatever it is, it's produced a long discussion.
Well, maybe it's going to be a review, but it's not going to be deemed a challenge. The crew chief has the right to review it on his own.
So the whole speeding up the game process does not apply to this game?
How's it working out?
No, it's just not applying to this one.
Yeah, I think when in doubt, just review it. And I don't know if this is going to be a challenge. If it doesn't get overruled, I don't know if it's going to cost Bruce Bochy. They've already been looking at this for New York. They've had plenty of time to review it, so I'm sure this should be pretty quick. So the question is whether or not this ball was caught. And it could have, and I think the Giants are saying it was pinned against the ground, that he indeed did lose command of the ball. Right there, when that glove opened up, you can see the glove open up. If that was the case, then the Giants do have a chance, although I don't believe it's a good one.
So it's a double play. So 2 down, and here's Duffy. Remember what I said about hitting the ball hard? And so far it hasn't changed. Here's Duffy who takes down low. Great at bat by Blanco. There's a call strike. Duffy fouls this one to the backstop. Alejandro Diaz is on deck. This is hit up the middle and a base hit.
So Bettis not exactly tricking the Giants right now.
Now to bring up Diaz.
He's not yet found the rhythm. We like the at-bats that Alejandro Diaz had in Los Angeles when he first joined the club. That is what he has done this year, collectively with Baltimore, Boston, and the Giants. He's got good speed.
And we're told that this is his first time he's ever hit cleanup. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, there's a few firsts in this giant lineup tonight. First time Nick Noonan has ever played first base.
2 balls and no strikes. Crawford to follow.
Giants are banged up. Annabelle has the flu. Nori Aoki is having recurring concussion problems. Andrew Susak has been sent back to San Francisco to have more examination on an injury to his hand. Buster Posey is just, because of the nature of the position, the catching position, he needs a day off. Day game tomorrow. Bumgarner's pitching. He will play tomorrow, but tonight he has to have a day off. You're beat up.
2 balls and a strike. Duffy at first with 2 outs. And it's 3-1.
And Diaz has got some power. I mean, he had that one year with the White Sox where he hit 17 home runs. He had 17 home runs in the big leagues. You've got some pop in your bat. Diaz does.
Center field, Blackman. And that'll end the inning. Peavy coming out. And let's take a look at Colorado's lineup to face Jake Peavy. It'll be Blackman, Reyes, and then Gonzalez. Arenado's got a 5-game home run streak. He never had one of those. Morneau, LeMahieu, and Paulson, Garneau, and then Bettis.
On the mound tonight for the Giants will be Jake Peavy, making start number 14. 4-6 on the year with a 4.38 ERA, 53 strikeouts against 20 walks in 74 innings. And when you take your bats against Jake Peavy, you're going to see a low 3/4 release. He will sink and cut the fastball. More sink than cut. He's got a slider, a curveball, and a changeup. And the changeup probably is his best specialty pitch. Lifetime against the Rockies, 5-7 with a 3.95 ERA.
And Nick Noonan, welcome to first baseman's mitt.
First time ever in professional baseball at any level playing first base.
And a called ball. 1 ball and Peavy right off the bat.
One pitch into it, he's ticked off. That's good.
And the same pitch, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Reyes to follow. Almost got him on the right bicep. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Three and 1. Reyes and then Carlos Gonzalez. So Three pretty good left-handed hitters right off the bat. This is hit out to the shortstop position where Crawford's going to put it away.
Let's take a look at the Giants defensively tonight behind Peavy. Starting in their outfield from left to right, it'll be Diaza, Pagan, and Blanco. The best arm in left field with Diaza. Crawford and Duffy on the left side of the infield. Tomlinson and Noonan on the right side. Hector Sanchez, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Reyes. Reyes always looks like he's about to run up and hit something. Feet a lot of times are moving when he hits the ball. But he can do a lot of things offensively.
No, you're right. You can push bunt, drag bunt, slap bunt. And really, just a medium ground ball left side of the infield. If he gets to the shortstop, it's going to be a close play. He's got good speed.
1-2.
So for Nick Noonan, what's going to be the biggest challenge for him tonight at first base?
Well, bunt plays, pickoff plays, remembering to cover first. Look, other positions, you see a ground ball go to another spot, you watch. You have to make sure that you go over and cover first. It sounds idiotic, but it's true. Get over there, Nick. Atta babe. God, what a stretch. 2 down.
So he would like to have everything right above the belt, chest high.
Yeah, right on the chin.
All right, let's take a look at his first effort. All right, get over to the bag. Heels the back of the bag. Crossover step.
And
smooth.
Your footwork is never going to be perfect to start out with because you don't watch how first baseman's footwork is when you're playing another position. Yeah, if I'm Noonan, I'm looking at Crawford going, dude, chest high, thanks.
Yeah. Seriously? Killing me over here.
So here's Gonzalez. Remember, we've watched him now. He's in the swing mode.
Well, in this series, he's seen 41 pitches and he's swung at 27 of them. He's had just 2 called strikes on him. He's hacking.
You look at Hector Sanchez, and remember, Jake Peavy has a hard time seeing. He puts his fingers down Sanchez. That looks like a picket fence.
Well, yeah, skeleton fingers. And they do that when he's pitching just so he can see and have great vision.
Peavy's already barking at Kerwin Danley.
Well, they have a little history.
Out of play. So 2 balls and 1 strike. It's a little brisk up here. Three and 1.
It is amazing weather around here. They've had a real wet April and a wet summer here in Denver. It just seems like about every day you see clouds. And you look behind center field from our angle, it looks like Hurricane Bob behind the batter's eye. And it is raining up by the airport. But here, just right for baseball.
Drizzle. Out of play.
I think when you're catching and you have Carlos Gonzalez up there in the batter's box, you don't want to get too close to the plate because his backswing is enormous. You will get hit. And I think that last swing just did catch a piece of Hector Sanchez.
And the walk.
All right, time now for our Togos Big Play the Togos way. And last night we saw back-to-back home runs by Carlos Gonzalez and Nolan Arenado in the first inning, and it happened back-to-back pitches too. That was a 3-2 slider from Chris Heston, and then at a first pitch fastball right at the belt, middle in, Arenado was looking for it and knocked it right out of here. And what a 1-2 punch these two guys have been. 36 home runs from Gonzalez, 35 for Arenado. They got a little competition going for the crown.
Right there for a strike. It almost looked like the pitch Arenado hit out last night.
You're right. Had about 3 more feet on it. That one at 91, the one last night around 88. Right back in there at the belt.
You mentioned he had 5. He's had 5 home runs in his last 5 games. That's the location of the pitches.
3 fastballs, 1 slider, 1 sinker, but basically is a fastball. So 4 fastballs and a slider.
Well, 1 and 2.
You know, he's not swinging for little doink singles to right field. He is trying to hit it off the scoreboard and left. Straight back. So the back leg definitely timed to the fastball. And he's thinking, I just missed that one.
Look out. 2 and 2.
And that's just a little reminder that, hey, overswinging kind of half ticks me off. So game on between Arenado and Peavy right now.
This will be a spirited swing here. Got him. And that'll end the inning. Second inning coming up.
Brought to you by Bay Area Mini.
Well, the National League Western race is heating up. Giants host the Dodgers at the end of the month, September 28th through the 1st of October. And you check out the $25 dynamic deals on the games of the 28th and 29th. So go check out sfgiants.com/dynamic deal.
So here's Crawford. Crawford last night made the final out. He hit into a double play, although hit the ball well. to the left side. Crawford 0 for 4. He ended up with 3 strikeouts. And there's a strike at the knees. He's faced Bettis 10 times. He's 1 for 10.
Bettis wants he wants to get it go. He likes to work quick.
Three and 1. Tomlinson and then Sanchez.
The faithful are here. A lot of Giants fans.
3 and 2.
Tucked in a little cut on the outside corner. Bettis can give you 5 or 6 different types of movement.
Tap to Arenado at short. Crawford retired. And that'll bring up Tomlinson.
So the whole at bat, just different types of movement, but staying on that outside corner.
Tomlinson hitting at .316. He's got 3 hits in the series, and he takes down low.
Like I said, Bettis likes to get it and go. Get in that batter's box. Make sure that you are ready and you're set. Don't let him quick pitch you. And those are things that Bam Bam Eulens will tell a young hitter like Thomason when he's going up to hit.
After the end of the bat, foul.
There's Sir Bam Bam.
Sir Bam Bam it is.
Knighted by Queen Beatrice.
Two balls and a strike.
Queen Beatrice of the Netherlands. I mean, how cool is that? We go to work every day and we work with a knight.
I feel like that working with you.
Well,
I do.
I think you should.
I've always felt that way.
Well,
three balls and one strike.
I should be calling you sir. Let's go.
A little pop up down the right field line. Foul. Tomlinson talking to Kerwin Danley. Hector Sanchez is on deck. This is hit to Reyes. And that'll bring up Hector Sanchez.
You know, it was an issue last year when Hinsley Mullins got his citizenship in the United States. He was worried that he might have to give up his knighthood. But he did not. Hinsley Mullins speaks 7 languages fluently. He's an amazing guy.
Hooked down the right field line into the corner, and that's off the wall. And Hector Sanchez, who's got ownage on Bettis, is now 4 for 6 lifetime.
Down and in, little cutter right there at the knees. And Hector Sanchez loves hitting in this ballpark, continues to rake. Pop-up slide for style points.
So here's Noonan. Noonan's 0 for 2 on the season. And he bloops one down the right field line, a base hit. Noonan's going for 2. He'll make it. Giants lead 1-0.
You can hear a lot of Giants fans here tonight. standing applauding that one?
Either that or Nick Noonan's family's in town.
A lot of family. What do you say we make that our Ford right choice? And that is a little fastball right on the inside corner. Just spins on. And the Giants take a 1-0 lead. That's our Ford right choice. That's the first lead they've had on this road trip since Monday night.
Peavy on the ground, foul.
Hector back in the dugout looking for error.
Peavy is 3 for 23. Does not have a run batted in.
Hey, if you're Nick Noonan, you're going to play first base. You got to hit like a first baseman.
Yeah, you got to have extra base hits.
RBIs, extra base hits.
1-2. Fouled out of play and on the hands of Peavy. Get out of there.
Get out of my kitchen.
Two and two. So a little 2-out rally. And Peavy trying to add on here with this 2-2 pitch. And he strikes out swinging, and that's going to end the inning. Giants on the board. It'll be Morneau to lead things off. Career games by position. Second base in the minors, that's where he's played most of the time. In the big leagues, 22. Shortstop, 363 in the major leagues. Third base, yeah, but in the minor leagues, how many times at first? None.
The big
Tonight,
0.
1. You never know where you might find yourself if you can play one of those middle infield positions. You could find yourself in center field.
Well, that's kind of the signature of the modern day player. You better be able to play other positions if you're not an everyday guy.
There's a strike.
But he's not going to be comfortable all night long.
Hit out into left center field. Pagan's got it.
Well, I think the wind really helped Jake Peavy on that one. As the wind was blowing across the field from left foul pole to right foul pole earlier, it just sort of changed. And it's kind of coming out of left field towards the hitter's face. And I think that thing had everything to do with keeping that in the ballpark. If he hits that ball the last 2 nights, whoa, halfway up the bleachers.
So here's LeMahieu. 319 for LeMahieu. And he takes a strike. LeMahieu took an 0 for 3 last night. He had 3 hits on Thursday night. Here he fouls it back. On deck is Ben Polson. A fly ball out to right field for Blanco. 2 outs. And here's Polson.
One thing that Peavy has done a pretty good job of tonight is get the ball in on these Rockies hitters. And I think that was his philosophy going into this game.
Peavy to Polson. And a called strike. Hey, good looking crowd. Diaz is coming in, and that's going to end the inning. 3rd inning coming up. 1-0 Giants.
Is brought to you by Amici's East Coast Pizzeria. When you want the best pizza in town, Amici's delivers.
1-0 Giants as Angel Pagan's going to lead things off. And Pagan takes a strike. Blanco. Duffy. Down low to even the count. So Jake Peavy with a 1-0 lead. So Bettis and Pagan. Little chess match, and now the 1-1 pitch. High and foul down the left field line. A souvenir right in a section of Giants fans.
And she brought her glove and she made a play. Nice going.
That glove's bigger than she is.
Very nice. That's right. Hey.
Yeah, nice play. Pagan hooks one down the right field line into the corner. It is out of here. His first of the year, and it's 2-0. He's looking into the dugout, smiling like, "Yep, I got one."
You're right. It's been a while since he's taken that trot around the bags, and that will force even a veteran to smile. And hey, who knows? He may have called it. Find that out after the game.
So here's Blanco takes a strike.
Home runs. Almost as good as a foul ball.
I don't know. I think that Giants fan may have won the "I'm the more excited" contest.
I think she did. I think she did.
And Pagan very, very close second. It's down and in.
Yeah, it's down and in. A little breaking ball right there, and it was just a matter of whether or not it was going to stay fair because it had some hook on it. He got it.
3-1.
Take a look from behind home. Did it hit the pole?
I think it hit it. Yeah.
I think it did.
I mean, we saw where it ended up, and it was like, well, if it ended up, watch where the ball lands. If it ended up where the ball lands, that's no way that's a fireball. Slowly hit to LeMahieu. So Blanco's retired. And here's Duffy.
Last home run he had hit was May of last year. So 697 at bats between home runs. But in his defense, I mean, he didn't have his legs for a good portion of this year. Finally does, and it shows.
Duffy singled in the first. He fouls this one straight back and out of play. Down low.
Oh yeah, don't forget how you did that.
Duffy, center field. 2 outs. Wow, you playing fantasy baseball? Well, MLB.tv serves up real-time highlights, pitch tracking info on your out-of-market fantasy players live or on demand on over 400 devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Get MLB.tv. Diaz hit a fly ball to center field in the first. Here he takes low. Dribbled foul at the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Conversation always going to be about hitting. And it's a constant dialogue. What they look for, swing they put on it, their thoughts were. And it's important if you're not in the game, like Juan Perez and Ray Adrianza, they're not in the game, but they might get in the game. they're listening to these scout reports from the guys who are in, talking about what the movement on the pitch was. Could help them should they get an at-bat in this game. Look, I mean, you have all the access to video, you have all the access to paper information, but it changes every night you're out there. What that guy has that night may be different, slightly, but still different. You want that report from the guys who've had at-bats against him. Plus, it teaches you how to think if you're a young hitter when you listen to the veterans talk.
And it's 3-2.
So what is the difference from a guy that is a good minor league player to being a good major league player? Well, it's between the ears. It's your brain.
Lifted to left. It'll be Paulson moving back, and that'll end the inning. So Pagan hits his first of the year. He hits it down the line, and he hits it off the foul pole. And it's bye-bye baby, and it's 2-0 Giants.
Is brought to you by Max Muscle Sports Nutrition. Now with 25 Bay Area locations. Come visit our newest stores in Pleasanton and Gilroy.
It's a 2-0 lead for the Giants. Dustin Garneau, the rook, is at the plate. And he takes the ball. 1 ball and no strikes. There's the rooftop. And the sun's out. That's the hottest place, not temperature-wise, but where you want to go wise in Denver right now. The rooftop. Actually, that whole section.
It's a hit, no doubt.
It's also a hit got Hector Sanchez.
Just what you want to do when you get hit in the foot by a foul ball. Maybe it wasn't the foot.
Well, we're going to say the foot, but we know different.
Well, you're right. And he can take as much time as he wants.
I mean, you get hit there and you want to retire.
Yeah.
So
you definitely want to go home.
Good. Duffy on the backhand. He slipped when he threw it, but he got him. What a play.
No, I don't know what was more impressive. The speared backhand or being able to get something on the throw when his back foot gave way. I mean, here's the spear. That's a beautiful play. Now watch the back foot plant give. They threw a changeup over there, but they still got it over there in time to get Garceau. And there's the slippage, and watch the stretch from Nick Noonan.
Oh, what an athlete.
How about that? Nick Noonan playing first base for the first time tonight. Looked like he's played it his whole career.
Here's Bettis. 1 for 23.
You know, Jake Peavy's fun to watch because he's so animated. I mean, he wears his emotions right out there in the sleeve, even if they're cut off at the elbow. And when he has a play like that made behind him, it just pumps him up.
And a base hit for Bettis. So here's Blackman. Blackman popped out to Crawford in the first inning. Noonan's going to play behind Bettis. And a call strike, and it's 0-1.
Duffy taking away the bunt, even on the grass at left field or at third base, pulled off the line a lot too. Left side of the infield is playing Blackman to pull.
One ball and one strike.
Look at that beard that Charlie Blackman has, and it looked like he was up in the Rocky Mountains mining for gold this morning, and then broke it off around lunchtime. Came to the ballpark, took his at bats.
And he was disappointed he had to break it off.
He looks like he should have been here 150 years ago.
I could think of about 5 different shows that you and I watched where he could be on that show and he'd look like a natural. Justified, Sons of Anarchy, keep going.
You fit right in.
Two balls and one strike. Swing and maybe a foul. 2-2.
He's not going to be happy with himself. That guy fit right in.
He joined him.
The long beards kind of all started with Brian Wilson. And now every team's got a long beard or two on it.
Good looking crowd.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
See my beard? Ain't it weird? Don't be scared. It's just a beard.
Out of play.
To quote the great George Carlin. But we definitely see a lot of long beards. In the dugout, in the stands.
There was a time in the 70s, early, maybe before that, the Reds in particular. A beard? Seriously? That was not going to happen.
You weren't allowed at any level of professional baseball to have a beard. Yankees are still that way.
There's a little pop-up that Crawford's going to chase down.
All right, here's the Data Strong fan photo of the game. You can tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag CSNBA Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. This is Shelby with a picture of Luke from Sherwood, Oregon. Luke is wearing a Giants apron, so he's going, Luke. Luke.
Here's Reyes. And that squirts away from everybody, and down to second goes Bettis.
Well, they've been trying to pitch Reyes on the outside corner, and that's exactly where Hector Sanchez set his target up. And this goes all the way across the plate and almost hits the back foot of Reyes.
Reyes bounced out to Crawford in the first. Here he rolls it foul. Gonzalez to follow, 2 outs. Bettis at second. BB with 43 pitches. Giants with a 2-0 lead. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
4-seam fastball, and that's his different movement that Reyes has seen. Every fastball he's throwing him in this game tonight has been a 2-seamer with a little movement that runs away. Here, a fastball, 4-seamer, straightens out, you elevate it, and you get the swing through it. You can keep climbing the ladder on it with the same pitch.
Back,
because he will follow.
Well, the radar gun here at the park had that at 93. So little old Jake Peavy's got a little left in that arm here in September.
Yeah, 93 is a good fastball. There was a day, though, when he first came up with the Padres, 93 would probably be one of the slowest fastballs, and he'd go 95, 97 with big time movement.
He was like Hudson, wasn't he?
Oh, he was filthy dirty. Cy Young Award winner 2007. He's had really a lot of nice moments in his career. 3-time All-Star, 2 times a world champion, once with the Red Sox, one with the Giants. And of course, the Cy Young Award. Came up with the Padres organization, and his first big league manager, Bruce Bochy.
Two and two. And this gets away from Sanchez, and now Bettis to third.
That was almost a swing. Let's take a look. Did he go? No. Completely spread out stance from Jose Reyes. He is way out there just to try and keep that head still. Trying to keep his weight back.
Hit out to right. Blanco is going to reach up. It's off the top of his glove. Reyes is going to end up at third. It's 2-1.
And it was close. Lots of carry in this ballpark, and he just off the fingertips. When he immediately took off, he rolled to his right, and then he had to redirect his route. And that's probably what cost him a chance to catch that ball, as it just hits off the tip of his glove. A 3-2 swing of the bat. And The Rockies are on the board, and the beef is coming up.
Here's the problem, Mike. I think he thought he had it all the way.
Yeah, I agree. And that's what happens in this ballpark is you get drift. Just off the tip.
And that's fouled at the plate. No balls and 1 strike.
As far as wind is concerned, tonight has been the most difficult wind field to play because the wind has changed 3 or 4 different times. First 2 games in this series, there wasn't a whole lot of wind at all. But tonight that has been an issue.
Tomlinson will put it away, and that'll end the inning. Rockies on the board, 4th inning, 2-1 Giants. In September 1996, here at Coors Field, Barry Bonds stole his 40th base of the season, became the 2nd player in Major League history to join the 40-40 club. The other, Jose Canseco in 1998.
If I remember
Alex
right.
Rodriguez, Alfonso Soriano.
But he pulled that base up. He didn't tell anybody that he was going to do it.
And then they have another one. They made 3 for Coors Field. That's it.
But that is quite an accomplishment. And that really was the highlight of that 1996 season.
Crawford bounced out to short.
It's my dad.
Crawford sitting on 19 home runs. Crawford probably thinking middle in as he takes that fastball.
Well, they've been pretty steady on that outside corner. Sinkers, backdoor cutters, trying to X that outside corner.
Rolls this one to Morneau right at the bag.
If you look at Crawford running down the first base line, don't be critical of him not going hard because he still has got a problem with that left calf he injured in the Dodger series when he got hit by a pitch.
Here's Tomlinson, who bounced out.
And he's been told by the Giants trainers,
take it easy.
Take it easy.
So Tomlinson steps up. There's a strike and it's 0-1. Sharp ground ball, and LeMahieu kicks it, and safe is Tomlinson.
That does not happen very often. LeMahieu, a Gold Glover. And I believe it's going to be ruled an error.
Yeah, it should be.
And if it is, it will be his 8th error of the year. But Tomlinson does not give you a lot of time. He can get down that line. And indeed, it has been ruled an error.
Here's Hector Sanchez. Overshift is on for Hector. He doubled off the wall in the second. See if Tomlinson has ideas of taking off. And a bunt. And a good bunt. And they got him, and Sanchez is hurt. Hector Sanchez is hurt.
I think it's the ankle, his left ankle. He was extending to try and get to the base. He saw that the defense had shifted, and he was going to take advantage of it. Watch the left ankle. Could be an Achilles.
Could be a hyperextension too.
Could be a knee.
I mean, it turned out Bettis made a nice play.
Oh. Could be the ankle. I don't think he's going to be able to walk off the field. He needs some help. As it turned out, it was a nice play from Bettis, the pitcher. It took a nice play to get him.
I thought it was a hit immediately.
So the Giants down to one catcher, and that would be Buster Posey. Andrew Susac has left the team to go back to San Francisco to have the injury to his hand looked at by a specialist. It has been that kind of trip, folks. A lot of injuries. And this does not look good.
Well, not to be taken too seriously, but incredibly, the official score gave Sanchez a sacrifice bunt. Pete LeClac was right. So here's Noonan. Noonan shoots it up the middle off of Bettis, and it's going to carry him right to LeMahieu. That's the way it goes. That was ticketed to center field. Not so. Posey coming out.
Wow, sneak bit.
Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Well, Giants fans and parents of our young Giants fans with peanut allergies, the last peanut allergy-friendly game of the season will be held on September 18th as the Giants take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. You can come out to AT&T Park and sit in a designated section worry-free from being exposed to peanuts. So go to sfgiants.com/special events to purchase tickets and to learn more about this special program.
As things start to look a little better around the ballpark, Buster Posey now the catcher. It's Nolan Arenado the hitter. Right down the middle of the plate, and it's 0-1.
Buster Posey strapping it on. So his night off was 3 innings long. And Bobby Evans, Giants general manager, is going to have to get some catchers up here quickly.
Yeah, more than one.
Yeah.
Out of play. It's 1-2.
Giants had 3 catchers with Susac, Hector Sanchez, and Posey, and then all of a sudden they're down to 1 with the injury to Sanchez and having sent Susac back to the city to be re-examined with the hand injury he had happened to him about a month ago.
Two and two.
The other question is, we talked about all the chalk on the fingers and the game signs on the fingernails of Hector Sanchez. Buster Posey didn't have time to get chalked up. So you wonder if Peavy could see that. He couldn't see it. He had to open her up.
Three and two.
I mean, usually you use your knees to kind of hide the fingers so your base coaches can't see, but with Peavy, you can't do that. You got to get real obvious.
Got him.
So if you're sitting at home and you're wondering who is the next catcher behind Posey, well, we're figuring it too. There's the open up wide, and this is what it resulted in. 3-2 challenge fastballs, grab some pine. He had to just yell out to him.
Well, yeah, have a code. There's foul backing out of play.
Well, he'll have time after this inning's over to get back in the dugout and chalk up and
just
get the game signs on.
Last odd number fastball. 43. Right off the bat, it's going to be Noonan who saves the day, because of the 4, he was the only one that saw it.
Matt Duffy, Buster Posey got down to where they think it was going to be. They looked up and they couldn't see anything.
And Peavy can't see anything anyway.
This is the Bermuda Triangle. So watch
Peavy,
Noonan.
I can't see it. It doesn't matter.
Noonan never took his eyes off it, and it's a good thing.
Peavy was yelling for somebody else.
Hey, he was praying at the end.
So here's Morneau. Or make that LeMahieu cues this one to Noonan. Nothing to it. Side retired. I'm thinking Gold Glove. It'll be Peavy to lead things off.
August 27th, 2013, right here at Coors Field. That's when Hunter Pence hit a home run off Chad Bettis, which went 476 feet. Second longest home run of the year in the major leagues that year. Evan Gattis had the only one longer, and it stayed hit for a long time. That's our Coors Banquet timeless moment.
Yeah, I can still see where it landed. It almost went into as Peavy wraps one into the gap. And let's check out the Louisiana kid as he rolls into second base with a double. The Pence home run almost ended up in the Helton Burger stand up on the level. And you see the number 17. It just went to the left of that.
It hit the back wall.
I miss that guy.
Yeah. He wants to be out there. This has been very painful this whole year. Been on the disabled list 3 times.
He's on 4 or 5 of the shows that you and I watch.
Oh yeah, easy. He's the star.
Outside to Pagan. He and Boyd Crowder could have been buddies.
Oh yeah.
1 ball and no strikes. There's a strike to Pagan.
He would not look foreign on a Harley.
He would not.
Sons of Anarchy.
He would not.
He could pull it off.
Hit into center field. Peavy's going to tag. Here he goes. Here he stops. I think he'd have made it. 1 out.
Well, Blackman has got a ton of assists. I mean, he's not a guy you're going to challenge if you're a pitcher. Now, if you're Gregor Blanco, maybe, yeah, as deep as that fly ball was, but Blackman has a good arm.
Blanco's lined out and bounced out.
You know, it's rare that the really great arms get all the assists because guys just won't run on it.
Exactly.
But the guy who's got just a little bit better than an average arm, but a quick release and an accurate arm like Blackman, those are the guys that get the assists.
Yeah, plus, in this park, because it's so big, people are going to think they can take that extra base. It's low.
Yep, there she is.
She's
here
there
last night. Big Blanco fan. Hey, we're all Blanco fans.
1 ball and 1 strike.
Yep, stretching it out.
Yep, trying to do some exercises.
The old karaoke. I love my pen. I love my pen.
Looks like false hustle to me. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. The last 2 years you play, you can be the king of false hustle.
Well, especially when you're doing the karaoke in spring training. I never understood that exercise at all.
2 balls and 1 strike. 3-1. There's your backup catcher.
Juan Perez, he is the backup guy. And he's got a catcher's glove on.
So Duffy's going to hit. There's Buster. He's doing the deal.
Yeah, he's getting the game signs on. Going with the white game signs that make them an orange and green. They really are a good product, and kids love them.
This meeting on the mound is brought to you by Ring Central Business Communications made simple.
Steve Foster, the pitching coach for the Rockies, out. Still nobody in the pen getting loose or throwing for the Rockies. So that was really a message that had some substance to it. He wasn't just killing time to give guys a chance to get loose.
foul.
Hey, gamer babe. Nice play. It's not the first time she's had that glove on her hand either. That's a player.
Well into left center field. Nobody's going to get it. It is up against the wall. Peavy scores. Blanco's right behind him. And Duffy picks up a pair of RBIs. I got to feel pretty good for Matt Duffy, who now has 63 RBIs on the season.
Well, and he went down and beat a pretty good pitch, too, height-wise. I mean, if you're Bettis, he's a sinker baller. He's pitching for a ground ball. I mean, that was down at the knees, middle in. But for Duffy, says, hey, I got a gap. I can find it with this swing of the bat. Right to the base of the wall. He really got a break that didn't hop into the stands.
So here's Diaza. And he drives one to right for her first hit as a Giant, as Duffy's going to be held up. So I would assume now the bullpen's going to start going.
Yeah, red alert just went up. And Rex Brothers, the left-hander. I mean, there's different directions that you'll get as a bullpenner. I'll tell you, get up and just kind of start throwing easy. Get up, start getting ready, and then there's the red alert. And that's like, get ready as fast as you can. And that's when you get back and just start cranking.
Well, Crawford, an RBI opportunity. He's bounced out twice. Not a guy that he's had a lot of luck against Bettis. He's now 1 for 12 lifetime. But he has done some damage in this ballpark.
Now they've been pitching him away steadily. And he's got the power to take one out of here left field. And he's not going to have a chance to do it against Bettis.
Well, with that slow walk, I hate to see Walt how he walks when he's 80.
You're looking at it.
I'm a big Walt Weiss fan, by the way. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back. Provides wire-to-wire reporting of the Giants with breaking news, video special features, and a whole lot more only on csnbayarea.com.
New pitcher now for the Rockies is going to be the left-handed Rex Brothers. Brothers, one of 4 lefties that the Rockies have in their bullpen. This is what he has done. Got a good fastball. He'll go low to mid-90s with the fastball and a hard slider. And I would imagine you're going to see a lot of sliders in this at bat. 4 walks in 3 2/3.
Crawford on the ground. This could be a pair. And it is. So on one pitch, a double play. Giants pick up a pair. It's 4-1.
The game when the Giants take on the Reds, and a bobblehead of Tim Hudson, advocate of human rights and ending poverty. Proceeds benefit local nonprofits whose missions are in line with helping those in need of assistance. Reminder, to get the Hudson bobblehead, you need to purchase a special event ticket. Go to sfgiants.com/special events. There's the look from the rooftop here at Coors Field.
Yeah. So here's Paulson, who hit a fly ball to left.
And the report we get is there's good scenery up there.
And a call strike, and it's 0-1. Dustin Garneau is on deck. Swinging a foul. Right over the shoulder of one of the security people who sits right in front of Renee Latchman.
You hit her down that neck of the woods. That's usually where the owners of the Rockies sit.
Ooh, 1-2.
That's perfect 0-2 pitch. So, Madison Bumgarner fan? Or is that Madison Bumgarner?
No, it's a fan. Popped out of play.
Good crowd here tonight. And it has really been just an ideal night to sit down and watch a ball game. The winds that we had earlier in the game are gone. Very calm evening now.
Very close. 2-2. Got him.
High fastball has been such a good pitch for PB tonight.
So here's Garneau, who looked like he had a double down the left field line, but Matt Duffy said nope. Duffy made a really nice play to take a hit away from Garneau. Shallow center field. Pagan says, I got it. 2 outs.
1 pitch out. Thank you very much.
And Elvis out.
Thank you very much. I think a rod back every time it happens.
I know.
Think about when Rod Beck would do it, he'd be on the mound. What a competitor he was.
Wow. Here's Inoa, the pinch hitter.
Brought his glove. I always tell the Giants fans.
Last row of the upper deck, and that is an optimistic fan. There's a called strike. No, I do believe he has better seats than that.
We will see that on occasion. And there'll be a little leaguer up there at the top row with his glove on, ready. I love it. That is that is the true picture,
man. That is best. Two and two.
Seen some really great plays in the stands tonight. This is a gal who brought her glove, saved her date. I mean, that's a player.
Well, absolutely saved her date. Her date came in Rockies gear.
No glove.
Got him, and that'll end the inning. Come on. Killing me. Plus the sun's not out. Meat. It'll be a Sunday afternoon here in Denver. Pre-game live will start at 12:30. We'll have the game for you right at the top of the hour on CSN Bay Area, as will the next 3 after that in the desert in Arizona. So check us out. We're specifically talking about tomorrow at 1 o'clock. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
New pitcher now for Colorado will be Simon Castro. Take a look what he has done since being called up. He's pitched well, just 4 base runners in 5 innings, 3 strikeouts. He's got a loaded mid-90s fastball and a slider. Go get him. Big guy, 6'5", 230 from the Dominican Republic.
And it's Tomlinson waiting, and Tomlinson taking a strike. Buster Posey's on deck.
Castro really originally came into organized baseball with the Padres 10 years ago. Got to the big leagues with the White Sox in 2013. Look out.
So he is not a baby.
He is not a baby. Born in 1988.
2 balls and a strike. 3-1.
He looks, he's kind of have one of those long arm deliveries where when he releases the ball, it looks like his arms elongating towards you as he's throwing the ball. Kind of a spooky at bat.
Tomlinson really didn't want to chase that. It's 3-2.
That's a good slider.
Up the middle. LeMahieu throws him out. And here's Posey.
All right, let's take a picture. It's a lollipop picture.
I don't think the woman on the left is too happy that there's a 1.5-year-old in the seats next to her. What do you think?
Well, she may have one of her own at home.
But you know, she had that look you see on the airplane when the child comes down the aisle with the runny nose and is crying, and you're going,
We've given that look.
Well, we've received it too.
Oh yeah.
Posey with a base hit past Arenado. Sylvester Posey. Buster had a rough night last night. He got dinged a couple of times.
This is one he hit off his foot. Right between the padding on his shoe. And then this one he gets drilled with a little cut fastball. And that hit him direct. You see a ball just drop straight down or come back towards the pitcher, you know it was a direct hit. So tonight was supposed to be his night off, but an injury to Hector Sanchez pressed into duty, and he gets himself a knock.
Here's Noonan. The reporter, and I don't think it was one of the Bay Area reporters, asked Posey why he threw his bat after he got hit. He asked him that after the game.
Clearly a guy who's never been hit up there.
Well, that's exactly what Buster's response was. Have you ever been hit? And the reply was no. Well, it hurts. And that was the end of the conversation.
Well, especially on the tricep, the back of the arm. There's a reason why those guys wear those protective pieces there.
Noonan on the ground. They'll get one, and that's all they'll get. So Peavy will hit with a runner at first. That'll give Buster a chance to sit down and get his gear on. Well, it'll be up to the Giants. You're right. You mentioned it earlier, to get somebody in town before the game starts tomorrow talking about the catching position. And somewhere down the road, maybe more than one. Peavy takes low.
You know, that's such a position that is exposed to injury at any given time. A foul ball, break a finger. Had it happen one year when I was with the Cubs. We were down to one catcher, Dave Rader, and he tore a hamstring. And he had to finish out catching the game with a bad hamstring. I don't think Peavy appreciated that fastball inside.
Two balls, no strikes. Taps it foul. 2-1.
Remember Dave Rader? Good catcher.
Yes, of course.
He was a Giant. Good one.
Rope down the left field line, and let's see if Newton can run, and he is on the move, and he is going to score, and Peavy's got an RBI and his second double of the game.
That was loud.
Do not come inside to me.
That's exactly what he's saying to himself. It definitely got his attention when that fastball curled right around his belly button. So let's take a look. Fastball right over the plate at the belt, and he jumps on it. And watch Newton with 2 outs. He's going to get a good jump. And they completely played the defense away from the left field line. Completely exposed it.
I think Buster's glad he got forced out.
It's been a rough run from first base. Not a problem for Nick Newton.
So here's Pagan. And Pagan takes a strike. Jake with 2 doubles tonight. That's the first time that's happened. He also picked up his first RBI of the season.
Pretty good pitch right there. I think he just crossed up his catcher.
I think you're right.
Garneau going to come out. So, dude, it's first sign. First sign I put down, that's what you throw. All right, here we go. He's looking slider, and he gets a fastball, and that is when you can hurt a guy.
One ball and 1 strike. Pagan's got a couple of hits. Rolls this one foul off his foot.
Made a friend, made a fan. Helps be the littlest guy in the section.
Yes, it does. Two and 2 to Angel Pagan. Are we starting to see signs of Angel Pagan being healthy?
Oh, since he's come back off the disabled list in Los Angeles, he's looked like the Angel Pagan of old. Moving around well. He's got nice balance in his swing. He's using his back leg to push off. You're playing around pain, especially with your legs. You're not going to get a lot of power out of it, which explains why until tonight he hadn't hit a home run.
Three and 2. And this little pop-up is in shallow center field, and Reyes is going out, and that'll end the inning. So Jake Peavy with the big hit, his second double, This one down the left field line. It knocks in Noonan, and the Giants lead 5-1.
On CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Giants with a 5-1 lead as we head to the home half of the 6th inning. Third time through the lineup has been problematic, so we'll see what happens tonight. And our stats people and what you just saw, we're not the only people that know this. As Blackman stands in, and he takes low. Blackman has popped out to Crawford twice. And the pitch. Here he takes a strike. One ball and one strike. Reyes to follow, and then Gonzalez. 1-2. If you just joined us, Buster Posey initially had the day off. Hector Sanchez injured himself while running down the first base line. Posey is now in the game. 2-2. Two balls, two strikes. This is bounced to Tomlinson, to Noonan.
Nice play, big out. You know, as you saw the graphic about the third time through the lineup for PB, he knows the deal, and it's a personal challenge for him. I mean, he wants to be a guy that gets the ball to the 8th inning consistently. I mean, he wants a complete game. And it starts to haunt you a little bit when you keep hitting that one speed bump every time out.
Here's Reyes. Reyes, who lines it to right, so he'll have a base hit. And now it gets past Blanco. Unbelievable. And Reyes gets into second base. Here's our Geico quote. Chris Heston on facing Carlos Gonzalez. He's locked in right now. You leave something out over the plate, and he's probably going to hammer it. And he did.
take a look at the extra 90 feet that comes just a little bit of a misjudgment. The ball comes up on it, a little bobble, and for Reyes with his speed, he's going to take advantage of it. So it sets the table for the RBI guys, and here they come.
Gonzalez has walked and he's popped out. And the first pitch is high, 1-0. Maybe he looks to second and looks again. And this is popped back and out of play.
Got that in nice. Hunter Strickland starting to just kind of play catch. Bochy knows how things have gone this year with PB, and he's not going to let that happen. And that's why Hunter Strickland is establishing the fastball down the bullpen.
Inside, it's 2 balls and a strike. Hector Sanchez, left ankle sprain.
Mark Gardner will come back and say, all right, you got that fastball established, just back off. See how things go.
Two and two.
Good fastball, nice life. As scary as he has been, I mean, anything you see out over the plate, you kind of hold your breath. He try and climb a ladder with a fastball too. He's got 2 options here: back foot slider in the dirt, up above the zone with a fastball. A lot of time a pitcher will do that if he gets caught between thoughts on a pitch. And granted, it can happen, but whatever you do, when you decide to throw that pitch, you better be behind it 100%, especially to this guy.
Three and two.
Easy take. And it should be close to the strike zone here, and you've got a 4-run lead. Even a guy as hot as Gonzalez is, he still has to swing the bat to get on. Can't walk him.
Butcher now not only has the little white tips, but he's also got the white paint on his fingers.
Well, he shook him off 3 times. Now Buster's going to go out and talk about it. And I think the choices are slider down and in, or fastball on the hands. You're counting on him being aggressive here if you go out of the strike zone, which is not a bad thing to assume as a pitcher, as aggressive as Gonzalez is. But still, if you go out of the strike zone, you're risking it.
Blanco's going to go over, but this one's going to sail into the seats.
That's about as perfect a pitch as you could throw, because it was right there down and in the strike zone. Maybe a ball and a half out of the zone.
So it stays at 3 and 2. Got him. Swing mode.
Well, and you know what? I mean, that's a gutsy pitch, because if he takes it right there, you've set it up for a guy with 35 home runs coming up, stepping in that batter's box in Arenado. But you kind of know the animal, and you know how aggressive he is. And what they do, they threw a little breaking ball that was a different speed than the hard slider he'd seen before, and he couldn't lay off. Beautiful pitch.
Arenado struck out twice. And tight, 1 ball and no strikes.
Here, he can bust away here. Just aim for that inside corner at the belt. Bring movement that runs in towards Arenado.
Well, I think he's established in. That pitch ended up being away on a cutter, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Good hard slider right there. I mean, he's throwing some quality pitches. Everybody's ready, should they be needed.
See where Posey sets up. Are they going to go back in? No. 1 and 2.
Good hard cutter. So he established the in on the first pitch, then he's gone away twice.
High and deep to left, and gone. So that's 6 games in a row now. Arenado is homered. And that's going to be it. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back.
So Javier Lopez becomes a new pitcher now for the Giants, and this is the year that he has had, and it has been outstanding. Lefty's hitting 118 against him, and he's going to face a lefty. Justin Morneau, the first baseman for the Rockies, coming in. And the trend continues with Jake Peavy, who really pitched well tonight. And on a 1-2 count, he gives up a home run on a fastball to the location he was trying to get after. I mean, he's beating himself up, but I mean, he made the pitch he wanted to throw.
Morneau is flied out and popped out. And he rolls this one foul, and it's 0-1. LeMahieu to follow should Morneau reach. Lopez has got it, and that'll end the inning. Arenado hits the home run, is 36. It's 5-3 Giants. So both starters, Bettis and Peavy. Peavy was rocking along, and then Arenado knocked him out of the park, but pitched well. Bettis is out. Duffy has got a couple of RBIs. Arenado home run in his 6th straight game. Also Peavy, by the way, 2 doubles and an RBI. Swinging. So here's Blanco. It'll be Blanco, Duffy, and Diaza.
New pitcher now for the Rockies will be Jason Gurka. Just called up from the AAA club. It's the 3rd time that he has had an appearance in the big leagues. And Gurka, he's got pretty good fastball. He'll go a little bit 90s, big curveball and a changeup. This is his 8th year of professional baseball.
Breaking ball, look out.
We saw Gurka in spring training. He was number 76. So he got to the big leagues. He says, dude, just give me any number but 76. And they gave him 65. Thanks a lot.
High and deep into right center field. It is out of here. And Blanco with his 4th of the year. Blanco lighting it up. You know what?
Oh, yeah.
It's about time.
Think she's happy? Yes, she is. That was no cheapie.
No.
That was a big boy home run. Barry Bonds-like.
Duffy, a little pop-up. That Morneau will give chase, and he's not going to get there.
I mean, you can see what Walt Weiss is thinking coming into this part of the lineup in this inning. You had Blanco, Duffy, Diaz, and Crawford, 3 left-handed hitters. And all Blanco does get up and hit the ball 434 feet.
And 1 to Duffy. Duffy, 2 hits tonight. He's got 2 RBIs. There's the swing by Blanco.
Just a little gift right out of the middle of the plate. He goes right back up the middle with it. And that thing stayed hit. And she was loving every bit of it.
This is driven into right center field. Blackman seems to have a beat on it, and he'll put it away.
As soon as you say right center field in this ballpark, you just don't trust it.
Yeah, you're right. So here's Diaz batting for the third time. He's 1 for 3. Crawford's on deck. Struck. It's
good breaking ball there. That's a good thing to do. You hit a home run, you come back, and you get to tell the hitting instructor how you did it.
There's another one. It's pretty good.
And you know what's great about Bam Bam Eulens is that he'll listen and he'll remember word for word what you say. And then when you're struggling, he'll repeat what you said.
And a base hit for Diaz. Remember, he's got pretty good speed, but he's not going to challenge Gonzalez. And here's Crawford. Crawford is 0 for 3.
Such a great way to teach. This level, I mean, hitters, they've heard every philosophy of every hitting instructor they've ever had. And they've put together their own style with what they've been taught. But there are times when you're searching, and this game will humble you. You get involved in a 1 for 32. You're looking for answers. You go back to your teacher and you say, help me out. Well, here's what you said.
So Crawford's a little bit out of whack now. It's 0-2. Remember, he's not 100%.
Well, it's also the first time he's seen this kid, and that breaking ball is it's not a cheapie either. That's a good one.
On the ground in a base hit, he left it in. So Diaz, who can run extremely well, is going to end up at third.
Yeah, but you know what, though? It's just a nice example of what a little recognition will do for you. It gives you a chance. First time you saw that breaking ball overmatched. And like you pointed out, I mean, he hangs this one. See the outside target. This is right on the inside corner. But Crawford saw it out of his hand and watched his lower body. He had good balance through it. He was not on his front foot.
See if Walt's going to pull a hamstring this time out. Nope.
Close.
So we got a new pitcher. It's 6-3, and we'll be back. They scored a run on the Blanco home run, and now Tomlinson's going to be facing this young man.
Well, Scott Oberg, 50 games this year. He's 3-4 with a 6.13 ERA, but he's got good stuff. You're going to see a mid-90s fastball that he will too. It's four-seaming. Got a good curveball, slider combination. He will throw a changeup. More changeups to lefties than righties. Oberg, a rookie from Tewksbury, Massachusetts.
I think I know people from there.
Well, Bob Tewksbury.
Foul back. So they named that city after Bob.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Wow.
Do you have relatives there?
I don't, but married one does. Our relatives never wandered outside of Wisconsin. Here's the 0-1, and there's a bluff of a bunt, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. As a matter of fact, if there's a Kuiper outside of Wisconsin, we don't recognize that.
We will not acknowledge him.
1 ball and 1 strike. Tomlinson is 0 for 3. Down the right field line, it's not going to stay fair. It's now 1-2. These are all big runs in this ballpark. My goodness.
You better believe it.
If you got an opportunity to add on, you have to do it here.
Add on, add on, add on. And say that on the bench every inning.
And one thing Tomlinson will do is he will give you a pretty good fight all the time, but with the guy on third or with a runner in scoring position, he'll do that.
It's got to be the most beautiful bullpen on the planet. Has to be.
Yeah. Broadcaster's jinx. Crawford will end down at third. So Posey's, I would think, not likely to hit, although I could be wrong.
I'm putting intentional walk down.
If you're looking for the earthquakes, it's on CSN Plus, and it's on right now. Comcast 105, DirecTV 696, AT&T 771, Dish 441, and there's the HD channel 780, DirecTV 696-1 9579, and if I've totally confused you, then go to csnbayarea.com. But the earthquakes are on right now, and that's where you can find it.
I could read what she was saying. She was saying, boo. She's getting into it, too.
So it'll be Noonan who has a chance to make that woman sit down or smile.
She's a raised Giants fan. I mean, I had all Giants fans that were raised during the Barry Bonds era. Does not like the intentional walk.
Somewhere, someone's hanging a rubber chicken that came out of Mario Alioto's garage.
I think you're right. He's got like 32,000 of them in there.
And they really are rubber. If they're anything outside of rubber, he might use it in his fireplace, but that is not possible.
Barry Bonds, when he would get his intentional walks and he'd get record numbers of them every year, Giants fan would wave rubber chickens at the pitcher.
And they hang them up down the right field line.
And then they would hang them up just like they do the K's on the right field side.
So here's Noonan. Ooh, almost to the backstop. 1 ball and no strikes. Noonan doubled in a run in the second. He reached on a fielder's choice in the sixth and scored.
Marlon Byrd has come out of the on-deck circle. Would love to get a chance to hit. Noonan's seeing it pretty well. He's had good at-bats tonight.
See if he gets something to hit here. He does not. It's 3-0. And now the pressure builds.
It absolutely builds.
Now you try to shrink your strike zone a little bit if you can. And Bruce Bochy's not happy.
Well, that knee-high location has been called a strike tonight, Bill. So he yelled, but he didn't persist.
And the walk.
Nice at bat.
You're going to get the low one, but probably not the high one. Now Bird's going to hit. So now Tomlinson's not feeling so bad. It's amazing how that could happen.
You're right. And that's when an intentional walk will absolutely back up on you if you're Walt Weiss. You have to believe your pitcher's going to throw strikes, and when he can't, that can be frustrating for a manager.
So here's Bird. And Bird rolls when fouled as he offers at the very first pitch.
So Wild with the fastball. Garneau, the catcher, calls a slider. And Oberg puts it right in the strike zone.
That foul again. So it's 0-2. So Bird 1 for his last 18. Stays alive.
3 pitches, 3 breaking balls.
Eight grand slams this year, and Marlon Bird's got one of them. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Giants pick up a pair. One of them came off the bat of Gregor Blanco, who hits his 4th. It's bye-bye baby. Giants then add another one. It's 7-3 San Francisco. At Coors Field, a very festive crowd tonight. Giants lead 7-3. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
So Bruce Bochy now gives the ball to Hunter Strickland, who has had a great year. 43 games, 2-3. Is his record 1.91 ERA. 45 strikeouts against 8 walks. Mid to high 90s, more highs than mids. 2 types of movement, hard slider and a split. Go get him.
And it's LeMahieu who will hit first. And there's a first pitch slider inside. 1 ball and no strikes.
After what the Rockies watched last night, the way Hunter Strickland threw the ball, they are not looking for sliders.
I don't believe so.
He was 99-100 with his velocity on the fastball. Didn't throw anything but fastballs.
Foul back. There's that fastball we're talking about. And it's 98. On deck is Paulson. And a shot down the right field line. That'll be foul. So it's 1-2.
Ball dudes go commando here. No gloves. But they do give him 1 flap on the helmet.
Wrong side. It's to the bleacher side too.
You'd think.
Come on.
Yeah, wrong side.
It's the wrong side.
I don't
Wrong
know,
side.
Somebody could throw something out of the stands at you, I guess.
You know what? That's a good call. These Rocky fans are dangerous. Wrong side. 2-2 pitch. Out of play. This one headed to the upper deck. It'll make it. And it'll stay up there.
That makes it a good ballpark. John Miller would say, if you can't have a foul ball in every level, it's not a good ball yard.
Dave Fleming is back. So Lee Jones in the middle. John Miller to the far left. Swinging a bouncing ball to Tomlinson. And that'll be out number 1.
So how do you think Nick Noonan's doing over there? I think he's starting to feel a little more comfortable at first base.
Absolutely.
Nick Noonan playing his first game at first base.
Although you just never really feel comfortable. You start to feel a little better, but it is a massive overconcentration. That's what it is.
Yeah, he'll sleep good tonight.
Here's Paulson. And he fouls it back.
But Noonan pressed into duty. Brandon Bell down with the flu. Andrew Susac had to leave the club to go back to San Francisco to have a hand injury re-examined. Buster Posey had a scheduled day off. I mean, he needed it.
He was out of gas. High, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. There might be a number of different options headed to the airport as we speak, coming into Denver. This is hit into right center field. That'll be a base hit. And it'll be more than just a single. And Paulson's going to put on the brakes. So that'll bring up Dustin Garneau. I mean, when you're in dire straits at that position, really the toughest position to fill. You know, look, Milt May might be on his way. Mike Sadek.
Yeah. Bob Brinley. Bringing back all the
Bring them all back.
catchers. Eli Whiteside.
There's a strike at the knees. This is a play that Matt Duffy made off of Garneau in the third. And he slipped when he threw it.
It wound up being one of the best changeups we've seen all year long, but he got enough on it to get him out. It was a great play.
Hit on the ground to Duffy. And Duffy's got it.
You know, when I mentioned Eli Whiteside's name, that is a consideration. This guy traveled 930 miles to meet Buster Posey.
Well, the guy sitting to his right is going, seriously? You didn't come here to meet me, to see me? It's a good-looking crowd, though.
Oh, yeah. Brought their glove, their sign. Good-looking crowd.
Here's Descalzo. And he takes a call strike.
99 inside corner. I think Descalzo went up there to take one just to see, try and time. Smart hitter. Out of UC Davis.
Foul back. 0-2.
Good baseball program. A lot of good baseball programs in the Bay Area. Northern California.
Oh, and 2 to Descalzo. Off the top of Buster Posey's glove, it remains 0-2.
What was your approach against a real hard thrower? A high 90s guy?
Yeah, well,
because you did well against hard throwers.
If I got a really good pitch, if you can do it, you just really want to make sure that you can put it in play. Because you just never quite know when you're going to get a hard thrower's breaking ball, which is just going to lock you up. But you have to lay off with a high fastball. If you can get that hard thrower to bring it down, then you got a really good shot. And the high fastball is hard to lay off of. It's the pitch you see best, because you're at the same level with your eyes. Diaza with room, and that's going to end the inning. So we will head to the 8th. Giants with a 4-run lead. Friday is the 11th. That's a 7:15 start. And then Saturday, the 12th, is a 6:05 start. So come on out. Then the Sunday game is a 1:05 start. So a lot of things going on. The Fiesta Gigantes presented by Coors Light. That's all going to happen on Saturday. Visit sfgiants.com/tickets. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
New pitcher now for the Rockies will be Gonzalez-Germain. And this is what he has done. Swingman. Most of his time has been spent out of the bullpen, but he has made a start. 5.81 ERA and 26 1/3. Good fastball, low to mid-90s, hard slider and a changeup. Go get him.
And it is the top of the order. Pagan's got 2 hits, including a home run. He's 2 for 4. And he shoots it up the middle. And right there is LeMahieu. And he's going to throw him out. May have taken Pagan's bat. It just didn't sound right. And that'll bring up Blanco.
Germain was waived back in July by the Chicago Cubs. The Rockies picked him up. 27 years old. He got to the big leagues with the Mets in 2013. Got a good arm. Just another mid-90s fastball.
Oh, yeah. There's a pitch down low. Duffy on deck. The 1-0 pitch to Blanco. Shoots this one up the middle, and it's past Reyes for a base hit.
Stay hot.
And for the Giants, they're tacking on hits tonight. It's number 14. So here's Duffy. And now timeout is called. Duffy doubled in a pair of runs in the 5th. And he loops one to right. Gonzalez is coming in, and it's going to fall. So Duffy's got his 3rd hit, and the Giants have their 15th hit. He'll take that one.
You're right.
He's hit some balls hard in this series and got nothing out of it. He'll take that one.
A little fillet job down the right field line. If you watched Guigar Blanco, he'd kind of rock in a hard place getting off first base because if you break, you don't know if Gonzalez is going to catch the ball out in right field with his arm.
He's got the extendo glove, too.
He has had it tonight.
Diaz has got a couple of hits. This is what Mike's talking about. Watch Blanco. You don't know what to do here.
Kind of go halfway. You better be able to get to second base with the arm Gonzalez has.
This is shot on the ground. This one could be a pair. And it is. Bottom of the 8th coming up. It'll be the top of the order.
Live, highlights, reaction, and analysis, and it's all coming up right after the game. Hey, what time is it? It is ice cream time.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
So, Josh Osich takes the ball from Bruce Bochy, and this is the 23rd appearance of the year for Osich, 1-0 with a 1.47 ERA. And he really has opened eyes around the big leagues. Talking to some scouts last night, and all they wanted to talk about was Josh Osich. Mid to high 90s with the velocity in the fastball, hard slider, and a changeup, and all three are good.
So it'll be Charlie Blackmon to lead things off. The 8 right out of bed. You know what?
He's not sharing.
I think I know now what Jim Lynch does at 9 o'clock.
What's that?
Ice cream.
Yeah, well, that's safe. No letters in ice cream.
Off his fist and out of play.
And this is the.
Why did my sister never do that?
I didn't know it was allowed in my family.
My sister never got her hands on it. That was the problem. 0-2. One and 2.
And that was a 93-mile-an-hour breaking ball.
Reyes to follow. In the dirt, 2-2.
And that was the changeup. So he has dragged him through the garden. He showed him what he has. Oh, yeah. And so that's how you learn how to wave right there. You get taught.
Three and 2. Well, this has to be right down the middle.
Yeah, with a 4-run lead, you bet. Can't walk him.
And it is, and it's foul.
Or you can throw a nasty 92-mile-an-hour slider. What's up with that? I mean, come on. Why didn't we think of that?
Three and 2. Hit into center field, but Pagan's got a beat on it. 1 out.
An 0 for 4 night for Charlie Blackmon. Those are rare.
So here's Reyes. Reyes has a couple of hits tonight, both off of Peavy. Bounces this one foul.
Peavy had a good night on the mound and in the batter's box. 2 doubles tonight for Jake Peavy. And they were smoked.
Yeah, he did. He hit the ball hard. Pitch is high. Two and 1. Popped up. More work for Angel Pagan.
Now we talk about Jake Peavy and what he did tonight with his arm and with the bat. We're going to make him our player of the game. It's brought to you by Honda. This is the first of 2 doubles. That was stroked right back up the middle. And then later on he comes up and gets a fastball at the belt, rakes it to left field. It would knock in Nick Noonan. He also went 5 1/3 strong innings, and he is our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
Here's Gonzalez, who's 0 for 2. He had some trouble against Osich last night. And that first pitch is low.
The contest for hitting home runs between he and Nolan Arenado. It's all tied up at 36 apiece.
Tapped out in front of home plate. Posey says, I got it. His throw, got him. And that'll end the inning. Nice play.
Indeed.
That's from a tired man right there.
Not that easy.
And here's the new pitcher.
Well, it's Miguel Castro, and this is what he has done in 14 games with the Blue Jays in Colorado. 0-3 to 6.59 ERA. He's a youngster, just 20 years of age. He was one of the guys that came over in the deal that sent Troy Tulowitzki to the Blue Jays. And he is a hard thrower, mid to high 90s. With a hard slider. He's also got a changeup. 6'5", 190-pounder.
And the 4th inning, in case you missed it, Hector Sanchez tried to bunt for a hit. We thought he had a hit. But then when he got down the line, he turned his ankle. Right there. See, he turned it. You see, so many guys turn it on the inside, but he did. So here's Crawford to lead things off. Crawford to face Castro here in the 9th. And a foul back.
He was looking for one thing and he got it. He's a Cubs fan.
Little tapper to Castro. And he'll throw off first base, but Morneau hung in there to save the day. And Crawford, as we mentioned earlier, he's been told not to run hard.
Yeah, you can almost wish that you could post that up on the board here, because it looks like he's jogging and dogging, but he can't run any faster now. That's all he's got. Got hit on the left calf back in the series in Los Angeles, and he's what, 70%? Who knows?
Yeah. Well, it's that plus don't chance it where you pull it again or injure it again. Kind of saw what the Giants' record was without him. Two and 0 to Tomlinson. He hits him down the right field line. That's going to be out of play.
You see the fastball, though. You can see why the Rockies were excited about this young guy. And at 20 years old, the chance he's going to pick up an extra couple of feet on that fastball. He's going to get stronger.
A 2-1 breaking ball, 3-1.
20-year-olds that throw that hard, you get them up here, and you can teach movement by different grips. But you can't teach 97. I mean, that's a gift.
So here's Posey. Buster came in after the injury to Sanchez. He singled in the 6th and then was walked intentionally in the 7th. Guys that throw hard, and we say this a lot, but guys that throw hard really don't impress Buster Posey. He is an excellent fastball hitter. 2-0.
Well, Garneau, the catcher, is going to come out there and tell him one thing: quit overthrowing the ball. But when you're 20 years old, I mean, you're a fan of the game. You watch the game. I mean, you're facing a guy who's been an MVP and a World Series hero. Now all of a sudden, you amp it up a little bit. You try and throw harder. They call it pitching to a baseball card, and it does change a young pitcher. And Garneau just was out there calming him down, saying, "Hey, you watch my glove. You don't watch the guy in the batter's box, and quit overthrowing." Okay. Chad Fairchild, quick trigger finger.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Runner goes high into center field. Blackman in front of the wall makes the catch. That's the way it's been for Buster Posey the last month. And that'll bring up Nick Noonan. Noonan has 2 RBIs in the game tonight. 1 on a double and 1 on a bases loaded walk. On the ground to LeMahieu, and that'll end the inning. So we'll head to the home half of the ninth. Santiago Casilla comes into the game.
New pitcher now for the Giants will be Santiago Casilla, their closer. He's got 31 saves on the year. This is not a save opportunity, although down 4 runs in Coors Field, you might consider it if you're listening, Rules Committee. In 53 games, 47 strikeouts against 19 walks in 46 innings. Fastball that goes low to mid-90s, 2 types of movement, curveball, cutter, and a changeup.
This was the home run that Arenado hit off of Peavy. Peavy had pretty good success against Arenado in the first 2 at-bats. So here he is facing Santiago Casilla. First pitch strike. Arenado's hit 9 home runs against the Giants this year. 9.
That was back in 1983 when Dale Murphy hit 11 against us.
But none of them off of you.
Not true.
Hit out to right. And I think he got Andy McGaffigan 10 of those times. So here's Morneau. Morneau's had really good numbers lifetime against Casilla. How do these sound? 7 for 13. 2 doubles and a home run. Tonight, however, he's 0 for 3. Low 2-0. And a strike, so Casilla comes in. Those are better. Crawford got it. 2 down.
Wow, that was loud. But hey, Giants trying to turn around a 7-game slide and a huge worm, and every once in a while you're going to need an atom ball to do it. And this one had some flames on it.
So here's LeMahieu. LeMahieu is flied out and he's bounced out twice. Pitch, it's down low. Part of the Giants contingency here at Coors Field. Yeah, Dale Murphy only got you twice in '83.
Yeah, well, that wasn't. It didn't end. It did not end in 1983. He kept adding on.
Great strike. Into the opposite field.
Yeah, right center.
I mean, I remember just standing at second watching him go over my head.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for that little ad.
Yeah,
right
but it
there.
wasn't for you. It was more McGaffigan that I remember.
Well, in my humble opinion, I think he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I agree.
He was a great player.
He was just a big guy that played really a good defensive center field.
Yeah, and he started out a catcher. How's that for being an athlete?
Down the right field line, foul. Yeah, so they're telling us in the truck that Dale Murphy got you 5 times in 86 at bats.
Yep.
But you got him 24 times. You struck him out.
See ya. It doesn't matter.
He gone.
He got me 5 times. He wins. That's how it works. You face him 4 times in a game. You strike him out 3 times. He hits a home run. He wins.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Down low, 3-2.
But I have nothing but respect for him. And he played here in Colorado.
She's really happy. Gregor Blanco hit a home run tonight.
She's talking about the pitch he hit, where he hit it, how loud it was. Good scout report.
And the walk. So here's Ben Paulson.
Giants been trying to get off the 69th victory for a week, trying to get into the 70s in the win column. It's not been easy.
This could be the game where you just go on a roll and you don't lose for a while. Come on.
Well, that's the plan.
Paulson doubled in the 7th. Here he takes a strike. Out to Diaza, and the Giants are going to snap their 7-game losing streak, and they win today in a game where you looked at the lineup and you're thinking, what? and look what happens. Peavy pitches extremely good baseball. They bang out 15 hits, and the bullpen is terrific.
Indeed they were. And you're right. You saw that lineup. You were thinking that it was going to be another one. But the Giants played their tails off, which they had to do. With the odds stacked up against them, they played great baseball, and it was really Jake Peavy that set the tone of the night.
Final score, Giants 7, Rockies